on the TimeShot server. Welcome back. I don't really have anything planned today, and it's not Q&A Friday, so I was like, we will just talk a little bit. I don't know about what. Nah. I just got done repairing all of my armor and my sword because I realized they were almost broken after going caving with Poet. So that's what I did. We need food. Actually, let's go to collect some fish and get that cooking. So hi, how are you guys doing? It is Monday and it is getting closer to Christmas. It is so close to Christmas. Oh my goodness. So like, I was just wondering, what do you guys like really, how do you spend your Christmas? Because my family, when I was growing up, Christmas was like something that was super, super important to my mom. And even though well, my parents were divorced when I was 5 years old. So my parents have always been divorced as far as I'm concerned. My earliest memories of when my parents were together was them yelling at each other. So it was like a good thing they got divorced. I mean, a lot of people, and it's weird too, because I've realized that a lot of people think that divorce is like the worst thing possible. And honestly, I think it was probably the best thing that ever happened to my parents. So I sort of grew up thinking divorce was like not a big deal. But I do realize that some of you guys think it's a big deal and will be like, oh, Wyn, I'm so sorry. This way. So my parents have been divorced since I was very little. And according to the divorce agreement decree, my parents were supposed to, like, every other holiday, they were supposed to trade. And my mom was always like, no, Christmas morning is mine. So no matter what year it was, or that she was supposed to, you know, share, we always spent Christmas Eve and woke up Christmas morning with my mom. So Christmas mornings were always a really big deal with my family. I'll grab that. I don't know what the minecart's for. Did it just go back and forth? Does it go around collecting ink? That's what it does. I didn't realize this was an ink farm too. Holy cow. That's pretty neat. I like that. And this place is all figured out. So, oh, and Asia's AFK'd here. Okay. So we are here. I think they're here to get more sea lanterns because a lot of people have been taking sea lanterns and not hanging out here, AFKing here. So that's what she's trying to do. So we're here to get the fishies. I'm gonna grab some uncooked fishies. And I'm gonna go take them back to my base and get them cooking. So Christmas morning was super important, and it didn't matter if it was my dad's year or not. She was not sharing Christmas. But it was just a thing we got used to in my family. So yeah, that was how I grew up. So Christmas morning has always been a big important thing. Like, after we opened our presents Christmas morning and we had Christmas breakfast, my mom didn't care if we went to our friend's house. When I was in high school, I used to then Christmas afternoon just go spend the night at my friend's house. So it was, you know, we didn't have a big Christmas dinner or anything. It was just after we got up and did Christmas presents and had breakfast, my mom was just like, yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want. So it was just that whole waking up experience and opening presents under the tree. It was like a big family thing. Like, and it was so early too. My sister used to get up so early. Like, she used to get up, oh my goodness, and wake us up at like 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, and she'd be like, let's open presents. And I remember the last time, I think I was in high school, and she came upstairs and she's like, get up, get up. And I'm just like, no, dude, it's like way too early. She's like, the house is on fire. And I'm like, I don't care. I'll have a head start then on, you know, something. I don't know. I was really tired. And she could not get me out of bed in the morning. And that continued when I moved out and Beth and I were living on our own. I had to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and do our Christmas, like at the break of dawn, so I could get to my mom's house. I had to be at my mom's house by like, good Lord, I want to say 8 in the morning. My sister expected me to show up. Ooh. Oh, this is something I can show you too. I actually expanded my, I expanded my storage room, so it went down an extra row, and I moved everything over here down. I didn't have time to do this side because I have so much horse armor and saddles that I wanted to have like a horse chest. So, and then I have a chest, cookies. I don't know. It's just, I was like, my crafting chest has too much junk in it. So, cookie chest. I moved everything down. I gave bows their own chest. That's the thing. I know. So thrilling. You're so excited. So, yeah. I should put the ink sacks away. Christmas has always been like Christmas morning. And then that's the same thing too, is I know a lot of you guys don't know that I don't have custody of Thomas and Lillian. And so basically Christmas Eve, I usually get them because their dad doesn't like having to deal with the whole getting them dressed and stuff. And so I usually can get away with saying, oh yeah, just let me have them Christmas Eve. And then I will bring them to you Christmas afternoon, and they will be nice and bathed and clean and beautiful for you to show off to your family. So he usually takes advantage of that. And I love it. So it's fine. So normally, I will just grab them Christmas Eve and we will open presents here. Now, I've been pretty poor in the past, so they haven't had a whole lot to open here. I'm hoping that I can get more Christmas presents for them this year, but I don't know. We'll see. Money's been kind of tight. I mean, I don't work for a living. I just do YouTube now. So, and earnings haven't been that great, but we do our best. So it's not really how much I spend on them that matters anyway. And I'm really terrible too with like keeping presents a secret. Like Beth usually knows what she's getting from me. I mean, Santa Claus is obviously like, you know, who knows. But I could not ever keep a secret of what I'm getting from Beth ever. She knows every year. Just because I can't lie. I'm terrible. I hate lying to people, so what I tend to do is, how did that sheep get out of there? You're Jeb sheep. Where's the baby sheep that's... There it is. Jeb sheep tends to make everything yellow. There, now he should make things white. Because I think Jeb sheep was a yellow sheep before. Let's go kill that sheep over there. Infidel. You have escaped. No more. Okay. So, Christmas is a big deal for me. I don't know. Maybe Christmas dinner with your family is a big thing for you. Like I said, it wasn't so much a big deal with us. So it's never been like, I don't know. Something about Christmas morning is the most magical time for me too. I mean, it's super early. Usually there's snow on the ground and it's really cool. I kind of like, even though I hated getting up early in the morning and driving to my mother's with the kids so early, it was kind of really cool because we always were like driving on the road. If it was snowing, if it snowed the night before, that drive, it was still dark and you'd be driving and it's like magic almost. Even though you're tired and cold and miserable, we usually drive in our jammies. We would drive in our jammies and then just take showers at my mom's house. So it was like almost like we spent the night at grandma's house. So okay. Now that I'm talking about this, I'm so looking forward to Christmas. Like honestly, before I started recording this video, I was like, Christmas, whatever. Now I'm just sort of thinking about it and going, gosh, it's gonna be amazing. Christmas is almost here and I'm super excited. We've almost like gotta like start thinking about what we're gonna do for presents for everybody on the server. Like, I don't have enough records for everybody. I don't know. We'll think of something. So what was my favorite Christmas memory? One year, I remember I was in my, I want to say I was in my teens, early teens. I want to say 13. And we went and did Christmas with my dad in Connecticut with my grandparents. And this was like probably the coolest thing my dad's ever done too, because he's not that cool sometimes. He's kind of lame. He's kind of like the super dad, like dad jokes. You have no idea. my dad's a character. And I remember, this was back when, I don't know, some of you guys are probably way too young to know who Ren and Stimpy are. Ren and Stimpy were like a big thing when I was a kid. Like, oh my goodness. They were like the... You think cartoons are strange and quirky now. Ren and Stimpy was like the first to be strange and quirky. Over here. There's a bunny over here that wants love. And that year, my friend, best friend in school had a CD player, and I did not have a CD player. So whenever I got CDs and stuff, I would go to her house and listen to them because I didn't have a CD player. And you go, this sounds really strange now, but like back then, they were expensive. They were like iPhones, you know, not everybody could have them. Only people who could afford them could have them. And we were pretty poor, so growing up, so we didn't have them. 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna make some more stone bricks. So, we were at my grandparents'. We're opening up presents Christmas morning, and I don't have buttons. I'm gonna grab those, and that, and that, and that. So I'm gonna make buttons. Oh, I tossed my buttons last episode. So we're opening up Christmas presents, and I open up a Ren and Stimpy Christmas CD, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. I'm going to have a CD, or I have a Ren and Stimpy CD. Woo. And I thought I was the coolest kid. I don't have dirt. Where's my dirt? I need dirt. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to have to go to my friend's house to listen to this. And he's like, oh, no, you're not. And he proceeds to go behind the tree because he hid it, too, because he was waiting for this moment, because this is how my dad is. And he comes back out with this huge, huge present. It was like boombox, because those were like a thing back then when I was a kid. I'm old. Hi, I'm Wynn. And if you haven't guessed, I'm old. And so, yeah, he pulls it out. It's this boombox, a CD player. And I just thought it was the coolest thing ever, and I was so excited. And then he had other CDs too. No, that was when I was older. Yeah, because I remember that was when I was like 17. That was when I got like CDs that hadn't been even released yet. And I need more coal. My family is very strange. I'm just gonna put that out there. Another tradition too is my grandma Judy, who passed away from cancer a few years ago. She was amazing. Like, if it was horribly tacky, she loved it. Like, you had to find her the tackiest present you could possibly find, or she would not like it. Like, she had these bar stools that were cow print, and she just liked things that were purple and blue and just bright colors, and she was different. I love my grandmother. She was the most amazingly quirky, crotchety old woman there was possibly out there. When I used to go to work, she'd be like, have fun at the orifice, because work sucks. I don't know. But so when we used to buy my grandmother Christmas presents, we'd try to find extremely ugly things because she loved it. That's what she loved. And oh my goodness. What did I get her? Oh, my brother got her this like big, no, that was for her birthday. What did we get her? We got her something that was like the most ugliest doll on the face of the earth or something. It was like a clown thing. I can't remember. And I was like, she's going to say it's ugly. I love it. And sure enough, coming out of her mouth, she opened it. She started laughing and laughing. And she's like, he's so hideous. I love it. And I miss that. My grandmother was the most amazing thing. She was such a crush. And she had a temper too. Like, we used to get into bickering arguments, and we could like, we didn't talk for like a month. No, we didn't talk for like 3 months just because she was stubborn, and I would get mad and hold a grudge. I am the first to admit that when I get upset and somebody rubs me the wrong way, I will hold that grudge. But then like after a few months, I will just be like, you know what? Life's too short. And I let things go because that's just how I am. I will hold a grudge religiously for a few months where I will avidly just hate the person. But then it gets to a point where I'm just like, I don't really care anymore, and I'll just let it go. So where am I at? Here's my ladder. Okay, can I get up here? So, like, we had this big fight or something right before she passed away. And she had cancer. It was really, it made her very upset with the world because it was really not fair. She'd been going to the doctor saying, something's wrong with me. Something's wrong with me. And the doctors were like, you're crazy. You're fine. You're crazy. You're fine. And finally, they found out she wasn't fine. And it was the most incredibly stupid thing ever. Like, the doctors, honestly, I'm so mad at it because if you guys just knew, it was just, if they could have caught the cancer so long ago. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like. I don't know, I want to check out that tower over there. I'm looking at the next stage, by the way. I'm trying to, like, build while I'm talking. Normally I build these things faster, but I'm talking and building at the same time, and that doesn't work. So, I miss my grandmother. I don't know if you guys figured that out. Oh, this is not helpful. Okay, this is helpful. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. I don't know. Where are we here? I don't know where we are. Can I see how many cobblestones there are? Where am I now? Okay. I gotta think about this. Let's not build this because I have to think too much when I'm building this and I can't talk at the same time. So let's not do this. I don't build very well on camera, as you guys have somewhat seen. I miss my Grandma Judy. And sometimes it's just not fair that doctors do that nowadays too. Like, you go to the doctor and you legit, okay, I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of people are like hypochondriacs in the world. They see things and they're convinced that they have it. And so the doctors have gotten jaded now. People go in there, they're like, oh, I'm sick. And then they're like, no, you're fine. And you'll be like, something is seriously not wrong. And the doctors are like, no, you're fine. And they don't really look very hard anymore just because so many people are attention-seeking hypochondriacs or they're drug-seeking. Or the people that go to the doctor for every little sniffle and cough. And they really ruin it for the rest of the world because it's terrible. I want to breed my cows. So I'm going to get some wheat. So if they'd actually taken my grandmother seriously, she might have actually gotten her treatment for her cancer way sooner. And she might have actually beat it. But because, they didn't believe her, she had, like, basically, it was stage 4. It was, by the time they figured out what was wrong, it was too late. It was everywhere. And it's just not fair. So now I have Christmases without my grandmother. But I didn't mean to, like, take this in a really dark turn. Like, we were talking about some amazing things, and then I just realized how much I miss my grandmother. You know what? And she was the one who taught me to not... I used to be really bad, and I used to be very insecure. And I used to apologize for everything. I would say I was sorry, even if it wasn't something I did. And she told me that I needed to stop apologizing. Everything wasn't my fault. And I needed to be more secure in myself. And she was right. I was very insecure. And I'm still very insecure. And I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, like, if she'd be still proud of me. And this got really deep. Christmas is a time when you can remember loved ones and stuff too, and be with your loved ones. And I think, you know, time is so short. You know, if you're upset because, oh, I got to go spend my Christmas with my family and they're so annoying and I'd rather just stay home and play video games and just, I wish my family would leave me alone. You know, time is really short, and you might be annoyed by your family now, but trust me, one day they're not going to be there and you're going to really wish that you had spent more time with them. So I want all of you guys to go out there and make plans with your family if you hadn't already, to just, you know, at least spend a couple hours with them on Christmas. Just see them, you know, and if you can't see them, call them on the phone, talk to them, say, hey, I miss you. Hi, what's up in your life? Are you okay? Are things going good? Just let them know, because stuff like that really, if they were like down, that would probably bring them up so much. I'm just babbling. Like, okay, a couple of years ago, you got to really be careful, because a couple of years ago, it was Christmas and my dad and I were currently not talking. And because we do that, my family and I do that. We get stubborn sometimes, and we have like little bickers, and then we don't talk. And my dad, I usually visit him on Christmas. And this year, because I was mad at him, I didn't visit him. So he was kind of depressed, and he has diabetes. So the day of Christmas, he basically wasn't feeling well. He didn't take his insulin, and he ate some fudge, which he really shouldn't have done. And before he took insulin, he basically passed out. And my brother found him the next morning unconscious in his bedroom floor, and he was in a coma. They took him to the hospital, and they said he probably wasn't going to make it. And his kidneys had shut down. His blood sugar was at 400 and some odd. And they said that even if he did wake up, he probably would be brain dead, even if they could get his kidneys going again. So we spent the next few days at the hospital just waiting to say goodbye to my dad. And it was probably one of the scariest things in my life ever, just knowing that my dad and I had not been talking and that he might leave us before I even get to say goodbye, or that I loved him. So that was a really... Oh God, we have a cow escaping. Oh God. So definitely never take for granted your loved ones, ever. I think we need to cull the herd. Yep. Time to cull the herd. So my advice for Christmas, talk to your loved ones if you're fighting. Just tell them you love them. Let bygones be bygones. Life is too short to really let stupid things get in the way of family. And I think with that, we're going to call it a day. I don't know. This kind of was like a happy, sad, morbid, happy, morbid episode where I just rant and talk. So I guess, like, if you guys have liked this, if you don't, I understand. Leave me thumbs up if you do, though. Let me know. Leave me some comments. Let me know if there's any family members, you know, you haven't been talking, and if you plan on taking my advice or not. And I'll see you guys next time in TimeShot server. Bye!